Hi guys, I am A. Mohammed Hussain from first BCom B. I am
Mm,
studying Jamal Muhammad College Autonomous. I am
mm,
going to tell about the topic of Ascendant, written by the David sedaris. When my family first moved to North Carolina, we lived in a rental house 3 blocks from the school where I could begin the third grade. My mother made friends with one of neighbor, but one seemed end of her. Within a year, we could move again. As I explained, there was a much point in getting too close to people. We could have to say boy of other houses was less than mile away, and the pot short journey could hardly merit tears or even goodbyes for the matter. It was more of see you later situation, but still I adopt my mother attitude as it always me to pretend that not making friends was a conscious choice. I could have want to, it just wasn't the right. Back in New York State, we had lived in a country with a side base or side streets. We could leave the house till be allowed. But here, when we looked out the window, you see other houses and the peoples inside those houses. I hoped that in walking around after dark, it might witness a murder. But for the most part of our neighbor just sat in their living room watching TV. The place that seemed truly different was owned by a man named Mr. Tommy or Tom Key, who did not believe the television. This was told to us by other mother's friends who dropped by one afternoon with a basket full of okar. The woman did not editorialize, rather, she just presented her information, leaving her listener to make of it what she might, had my mother said. That the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. I assumed that the friends would be agreed and said. 3 chairs from Mr. Tom Key, the friends like would have agreed as well. It was a kind of test as was the Okaro. I want to know that something was, and so I began peering through the Tom Key's window. During the day, I'd stand across the street from their houses, acting as they I were waiting for someone. At the night, when the review was better and I had less chance of being discovered, I would creep into the yard and hide in the bushes beside their fiance. Because they had no TV, the donkey were forced